Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you have been well this week and you are staying healthy. I wish I could say the same thing about me. I I've had a bit of a cold. It's not COVID, tested negative, but it's been a rough week. Started on Sunday. Uh, Realized, that feeling that you get when you know you're about to be sick. Yeah, that happened. Singing at church in the morning, I told our choir director, who's actually a friend of mine from college, told him, I don't have anything above a middle C, so sorry. So that made the anthem on Sunday fun. That's a great reminder. Take the days that you need, right? Yeah, absolutely. Man, I should have taken a day off this week, and I didn't. I was masked up the entire week. We finally have our mask mandate back, thank goodness. And I was away from students, so if you're concerned about that, don't worry. I made all the necessary precautions. But like if you're, every teacher does it. Uh, they're not so sick that they want to develop sub plans and all of that stuff. And a lot of times, I don't even know if I'm going to get a sub. Unfortunately, a lot of times I've been told, because all the times that I've needed a sub last year, I was able to get one. But I've been told that sometimes they just can't find a sub for specials, so those grades don't have that special that day. So that's kind of a bummer. But I shouldn't be thinking about that. I should be thinking about getting better. And it's way easier to give that advice, because I know that I have in past videos, than actually taking that advice. But what what am I going to do? I'm better now. Part of the reason I did not take a sick day was because I actually had a gig on Tuesday at a local farmer's market. The gig went great. It went off without a hitch. Well, there was one small hitch. So the system that was being used was battery operated. Well, they didn't tell me that I needed to bring my own instrument cable for my guitar, which I should have known better. I should always be prepared for that. But I wasn't. Fortunately, it was just a few minutes away from where I live, so I could just run home, grab an instrument cable, and come back. I started a little later than I wanted to, but again, it wasn't a big deal, and the gig went great. I definitely couldn't sing because I pretty much maxed out my voice at the gig, so anything that I was going to do singing wise, I just kind of left for my students to lead. Hey, that's all right. Builds character, right? I also had a few students from the local college come by. I know them through my fraternity, Phi Mu Alpha, that I'm a part of. One of them texted me earlier this week and asked if he could observe me, and I accepted and let him know the details. And then he said afterwards, he said, "Yeah, these guys might also ask you because we're supposed to have observations by the end of the week." For our class on Friday. It's like, good to know. And sure enough, they did text me, and I said, yeah, that's fine. I also let them know, next time you should call ahead, right? But it's fine. I don't mind being observed. I was also getting observed by our fine arts coordinator, and I also got observed by our instructional coach later that day. So I have been observed by 5 different people this week, 4 of them on the same day, 3 of them at the same time. The class that they actually observed, those 3, it was our first day doing xylophones this year. We've done rhythm sticks, we've done egg shakers, we've done other things to prepare us for that moment, but we haven't actually gotten out the xylophones yet. So that went about as well as you could expect. It was fine. I probably should have front loaded some of the note reading a little bit more. I knew better for the class right after, which was a grade below, but they're learning some of the same things. Learning for the first time. For the other grade, it was 4th grade that I started out with. A lot of that stuff was just review from last year. 3rd grade, it's brand new stuff. So I don't know if it's because of that 3rd grade actually were a little bit more obedient with the xylophones. Fourth grade, it really was kind of mass chaos, even though they knew, like, oh, when an observer's in the room, we're supposed to be in our best behavior. Well, I've got a few that it doesn't matter who's in the room, they're still going to be themselves, for better or for worse. One thing I've really been pushing forward in my class is mindfulness, and being mindful not only of our own actions, but how our actions affect other people. And it started to pay off. People are realizing that, oh, I cannot play while Mr. Leckbrand is talking because the person next to me can't hear them. One thing that I've been really focusing on is mindfulness, and it's really starting to pay off. I've got students that realize that they can't play because the teacher is trying to talk and the person next to me is trying to listen. So that's been really nice. I highly suggest building a positive classroom attitude based on mindfulness. You're gonna have kids that don't care, but you might be surprised as well. I hope the rest of the week goes well for you. Lunch today for me was leftover Chipotle. I'm on my way over to recess duty. I hope you have a great day. Bye, everyone.